Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm thrilled to be sharing with you another intuitive art creation, and this time I was inspired by vibrant colors and delicate beauty of spring flowers. As I create this piece, I will be sharing some insights into the history of intuitive art, not going into many details, just to have a better understanding.
So today's colors are red, pink, and yellow. I'd say yellow would represent daffodils, nice spring flower, and pink and red, they kind of remind me of azalea gardens, these tall trees or bushes blooming with this colorful, bright colors. So, what we do here, as always, you just take your brush for a walk on this white piece of paper and just try to switch off. Let your hand create all these organic lines and shapes without overthinking, without focusing. Just let it flow. I'm using just simple IKEA brushes and I'm not using any water because water dilutes the ink a bit and I want this colors really pop and be really bright. I also don't like wasting, so what I'm doing now is whatever paint, whatever ink is left on my brushes, I'm just filling in, just coloring in these white gaps in between the lines. So I'm making sure I'm using every little bit of the paint, and that's the result. Well, not the result, but that's the background that we'll be working with. Now, our next step is taking this big fat marker and just go around these shapes that we have created with the brush already and just following the form, the shape of them. But you don't have to do that. You can ignore this underlines and just draw over it. But I kind of want to make them more pronounced, more visible, and these shapes would be like the main forms that I will be working around. So I want it to be more, I want to put more accent on it, so I make like a frame around it and I color it in. Also, you don't need to use a black marker. You can try with a white one to make it more transparent, or perhaps a metallic one. I think that would look good too. And just do the same. Just go around or over the shapes and create some random intuitive shapes. And so that's our base. So now I will be using my paint pens to create or highlight already existing lines and shapes, and just I'll see where my intuition takes me. So in the meantime, I will be telling you a bit about the history of intuitive art and how it evolved. I hope you'll find it interesting and maybe even learn something new. Exploring the history and evolution of intuitive art can be a fascinating journey as it spans centuries and cultures. Intuitive art is also known as expressive art or spontaneous art. And if you find yourself on this channel, I think you already know that it is an artistic style that prioritizes the creative process over the final product. It encourages artists to create without any predetermined ideas or any plans, allowing their intuition and their emotions to guide their artistic choices. The roots of intuitive art can be traced back to Asian cultures, where art was often created for spiritual or ritualistic purposes. For example, the Aboriginal people of Australia have a long tradition of using art to communicate with their spiritual realm and to record their cultural history. Many indigenous cultures around the world also use art to express their connection to natural world and to their ancestors. Art has a long history that dates back to ancient times, and it used to be a trade before it became an acceptable form of expression. In the past, people would commission art pieces for practical purposes such as religious, decorative, or commercial ones. For example, before the invention of mirrors or cameras, people used to order portraits from skilled artists so they can see themselves and share their image with others. These portraits were also considered status symbols, and owning one was a sign of wealth and power. However, with the invention of photography, the need for traditional portraits declined significantly. People could now capture the images easily and more accurately than through painting or drawing. This development had a significant impact on the art world, leading to the emergence of modern art and intuitive arts too. Modern art is characterized by a departure from traditional styles and techniques and a focus on experimentation and self expression. Intuitive art, on the other hand, is rooted in the idea of using art as a tool for personal growth, self awareness, and even healing. Although both movements were influenced by the cultural and technological changes of the time and the desire to explore new ways of expressing oneself through art. In the early 20th century, artists such as Vasily Kandinsky and Joan Miró began to explore the idea of intuitive art as a way of expressing emotions and spirituality through their work. Kandinsky, in particular, believed that art should be created from the innermost feelings of the artist rather than just as a representation of the external world. The Surrealist movement of the 1920s and 30s also explored the concept of intuitive art, using automatic drawing and some other techniques to tap into the subconscious mind and allow the artwork to emerge originally. Artists such as Max Ernst and Salvador Dali were known for their use of these techniques in their work. In the mid 20th century, the abstract expressionist movement in the United States embraced the concept of intuitive art as a way of expressing the emotions and inner turmoil of the post World War II era. Artists such as Jackson Pollock, Willem de Kooning, and Mark Rothko created large scale works that were created through spontaneous gestural movements that were meant to capture the raw energy and emotion of that particular moment. In the recent years, intuitive art has become more popular as a way of expressing personal emotions and experiences through creative expressions. The rise of social media has allowed artists to share their work with wider audience, and many have found a supportive community of like-minded individuals who appreciate the beauty and power of intuitive art. Today, intuitive art continues to be a popular form of artistic expression, with artists from all sorts of backgrounds and styles embracing the concept of allowing their emotions and intuition to guide their work. It is a way of creating art that is deeply personal and meaningful, and that allows the artist to connect with their innermost self in a profound way. In the decades since, intuitive art has continued to evolve and diversify. Many artists now combine intuitive processes with other artistic techniques such as collage or mixed media. Others use intuitive art as a form of therapy, using the creative process to explore and process their emotions. Today, there are many organizations.